Hey everybody, Edo here, and this is it! This is the top 10 games of 2018, though I have to say, these are the top 10 games I've reviewed in 2018, not necessarily published in 2018. Seth Johnson is joining again, though I think Seth doesn't have a list. This will just be...
No, I'm curious to see what's on your list here. I've played a lot of games with you over the course of the year, but I haven't played everything you've played, so I want to see what you have that I haven't played.
You've been busier this year. I've had to find other people to play games with. You've been so busy. Seth plays a lot of the games with me. But as a reminder, live now is the Gaming with Edo Season 5 Kickstarter. Support is hugely, hugely appreciated. Please check it out. Lots of content this year, more to come, and the support there makes all the difference. The camera we're filming on was from the Gaming with Edo last year. The mic, all sorts of things that just make the quality of the videos better, more. And it's an opportunity for you to select and name content to do, and it's fun. And so please and thank you very much. Appreciated. But to the list, the top 10 games of 2018, I have an honorable mention. I don't know where it fell last year. I may have made it an honorable mention last year, but that is just all the escape room, unlock, exit games. Emily and I have just loved them, playing through whenever new ones come out. We buy them, and then we just consume them night after night after night. And
I haven't played through all of them. I love the diversity of them that are out there.
It's just great. It's great to have that kind of puzzle escape room fun, and they're well done, and we enjoy them. So that is for sure, needs to be mentioned. Probably, depending on how you did this list, you could think of them much higher, but just as a set, gonna call it out. So, getting to number 10 by Breaking Games is Expansity. Expansity is a game that came out this year, and you are building skyscrapers in a city, and it's just one of those games that just does a really nice job of having the goals, and you're drawing your tiles and placing them and building your towers and getting your points, and sort of that SimCity feel of commercial versus residential. Gorgeous components, great execution, really enjoyed it quite a bit, and certainly recommend it. So, next up, number 9. Oh, and by the way, if you're expecting hot chicken, spicy chicken in this video,
that's what I came for.
He came for it. I apologize. I just sort of feel like you can watch the 2017 top 10 for the big full effect, or just the 2018 ending, and you can watch those moments, because I still feel them, and I don't need to feel them right now.
If your Kickstarter does really well, you'll do a top 31 with all the flavors from Baskin-Robbins, right? Stretch goal, stretch goal.
I might put a destruction stretch goal in there. I don't know. But anyway, so number 9 is Kokoro Avenue of the Kodama. Now, there's a game, which I haven't played, called Avenue, which has got this really nice look to it, and I think you're going around and making avenues on a roll and write. I don't know if it's on paper or it's on whiteboard, but Kokoro Avenue of the Kodama is like a reprint of it, but they added more variants and extra cards, and it has
this is not connected to Kodama, right?
No, it is.
It is, okay.
It's the same art and universe put on top of this other game.
Oh, fun.
So, I sort of feel like they played Avenue, and they were like, this game's incredible. I don't know why it's not doing well in the United States. Let's put our IP on. I don't know.
Well, Kodama had beautiful art, so I'm not complaining about seeing more of it.
No, and it just works well. It's fun. It's a great package. Really enjoyed it. We had a local proto spiel, and Aldo and some other people just bring games that you can pick up, and there's a whole bunch of copies of it, and I was like, done. So, that was number 9. Coming at number 8, we have Movable Type. I mentioned Movable Type in the top 10 couples games, but it plays probably up to 4, I believe, maybe 5. It is a drafting word game where you have drafting cards and you're picking out letters. There's some letters in the middle, and you're trying to score words and get points from that. Then there are sort of goal cards based on famous authors. Gorgeous game, really fun. I like it more than paperback. Not that it's a competition, paperback's great too.
I love paperbacks. I'll definitely check out Movable Type.
It's great, and actually, some of the people we played it loved it so much, they were like, hey, we're going on a trip. Can we take that game? And I haven't gotten it back, I don't think.
Did they come back?
They came back from the trip.
Okay.
She might have returned it, but tons of fun. Highly recommended. Next up, number 7. Should have been number 5, but it's not. It's number 7. Is 5 Minute Dungeon. That didn't come out this year, but I played it this year, and 5 Minute Dungeon is outstanding. It is a fast-paced game where people are throwing down cards to clear dungeons cooperatively, and it is amazing. In my Kickstarter, number 5 was 5 Minute Dungeons Curses Foiled Again, which is the expansion, which doubled down.
And I talked about 5 Minute Marvel, which I love.
You talked about 5 Minute Marvel. Such a fantastic and awesome and great execution. Love it. Really great stuff. And they have the guy from, what's those videos? The Honest Trailer guy, I think, is doing some of the VO for that. Yeah. That's good. Next up, number 6 is Unearthed. Unearthed is, of course, the box doesn't seem the name of the company, but it's the same company that does, like, what's that 8-bit monster game? Whatever.
Is it Brotherwise?
Brotherwise, thank you. Yeah. What's the name of the other game?
Boss Monster.
Boss Monster, thank you. So, Brotherwise, and in Unearthed, it is a dice rolling excavation game where you're working on sets and combinations. Incredible look. It looks
fantastic art. Yeah.
Fantastic art. It's reminiscent of Monument Valley. Pulled that one out. Thank you. But really just great. Played it a bunch.
The art drew me over, but the game is what's had me kind of dragging people to the table to play it. I love that game.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Next up, number 5 is a game I recently played. The review may or may not even have dropped before this video, but it will drop in calendar, and that is Tales of Glory by Ankama Games, and I was smitten. The production quality is fantastic. The look is great. What you are doing is everyone's playing as a sort of dungeoneer, dungeon crawler guy, gal, whomever, but you are building your own dungeon and drafting, not the right word, but you are simultaneously selecting tiles from the middle. There's some like tiebreakers, but you're selecting the tiles and then bringing it, and you got to level up your character and use a character to beat boss characters and get keys and unlock things. And I just was like, this game's flipping awesome. Really enjoyed it. Highly recommended. I don't think it's going to have any U.S. presence at all. But go find it and check out my review because I'll probably show it off a little bit better. Really enjoyed that. So, next on the list isn't exactly fair. The next on the list is Pandemic Legacy. So, Pandemic Legacy is reasonably old. We actually played it last year. But we basically played it over the course of the entire year.
Now, were you playing in Season 1 or Season 2?
Season 1.
Okay.
And it wasn't until the beginning of this year that I reviewed it. But so it didn't fall into last year's list. Absolutely fantabulous.
Yep.
The game is excellent. The execution is wonderful. We played through all the, it's 12 months, but we probably played 16 games or whatever failure rate we had. Did it with Emily and 2 friends of ours, a couple, and we'd go over once a month and play it, and just what a good time. Fun, interesting, all these different elements.
Yep.
Truly nailed it and delivered, and it's fantastic. I will note, I have not reviewed Pandemic Legacy 2. However, that's because I'm not finishing it. Same group, started playing Pandemic through the subsequent year, this year, probably January, February, March. Played through, probably to April in the game. And so uninteresting that we stopped.
Huh. I'm sorry to hear that. I really like Season 1. I have Season 2 sitting on my shelf waiting to be played.
It's just, without getting into any of the bits, it's like tilting the mechanics on their side, but not really in an interesting way, and it's just slower, and It just was like, why are we playing this when we could be playing other games?
Or you can go buy another copy of Season 1 and play that again.
Well, but like that wasn't the feeling at all with Season 1. Season 1 was like, let's play again, let's play again, let's play again, let's play again. This one is just like a drag. So didn't like it that just not even finished it. So
bummer.
Yeah, well, I mean,
there's a lot of great legacy games out there now that you can play.
Yeah, and plenty of people love it. Speaking of other legacy games, coming in at number 3, Charterstone.
Yeah.
Charterstone, Emily's nodding. Charterstone is outstanding and more joyful and fun than Pandemic Legacy. It was a game that, different couple, so it could have been the couple, no, it was the game. And we just had so much fun. Each round was different. We wanted to play again and again and again. And if anything, the most disappointing thing about Charterstone was in some ways that it was Legacy. It was a game I continually wanted to play with anyone who was over. I wanted to show them it and play it with them.
That's why I never got a chance to play it with you, because you were in the middle of playing it with other people.
Yeah. And you can't. And there's like not really a good reason. It could have been done in many other ways to get the same game. It's masterwork. But like, and I still have it, but I don't want to go through the process to like refill it or whatever. And like the kids will see it and they'll be like, let's play Charterstone. And I'll be like, well, maybe I'll buy another one. But I just want the Charterstone board game, not the Charterstone Legacy game. But that doesn't detract from just, it was so much fun. The fun factor was up, the narrative was way lower, but the game was just more compelling to me than the Pandemic Legacy game. But not that, difference between 4 and 3, yada, yada, yada. So number 2 scored very high on the couples list from earlier, and that is Dragon Castle. Dragon Castle is by Horrible Games. It is mahjong tiles that you stack up into a stack, little structure, and you're selecting them and creating sets in front of you, and then flipping them over and scoring points. And they've got the spirits and the dragons and everything about it I love. I love the feel of it, the components. I love how it sort of took this basic game and created the more, mahjong and creating another experience out of it. It's like, for me, the splendor of this year. Like to me, like a lot of people look at Azul as that. Azul wasn't that. It's not even in my top 10. And Dragon Castle was like that game that feels great in your hand and you want to play and hits all the buttons. And have you played it?
I've seen it being played. I have not played it.
Yeah, so we should play it. Not tonight. A lot of videos.
Getting late.
Okay, so number 1 game of 2018 that I reviewed in 2018 is by far the oldest on any list. And my good friend here, Seth Johnson, backed the Gaming with Edo Season 4 Kickstarter and wanted to throw in a doozy and suggested that we review Situation 4. If you heard me talking about it in the top 10 couples games, Situation 4 is a real-time jigsaw puzzle war game where you're laying out puzzles from one side, the other player on the other, and you're making a map and you're trying to have the most territory possible along the way, getting regions that are worth extra points, tanks, parachutes,
It's just as crazy as it sounds, and it's what, I kind of had to crowbar you into playing it. It's like, that's really an insane game, but once you play it, it's a lot of fun. It really is. If it had more replay value once you've mastered the jigsaw puzzle, I think it'd be a game that people would be playing over and over and over again.
I don't get. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but that didn't stop me. Of all the games I've played this year, by a huge margin, it is the most memorable. The one I think about, the one that
it's so different. I mean, even in a market as crowded as the board game market is in 2018. It's unlike anything that's out there.
And I think that's part of what blew my mind. Part of what blew my mind was this game that was from literally 1970, and being like, wow, how is this game? And the rules are like 3 index cards of rules, and you're like, what? How is this huge game? 3, not even huge, but so much fun, so memorable, hard to find, I assume. But
yeah. My copy came off eBay. I see them pop up occasionally.
Yeah, I was just smitten with it. It was a blast to play with Emily and others later, and I highly recommend you find it and try it. I feel like you can just dive in and get your mind sort of like in tangles, but super enjoyed it. I thought this was a pretty good year overall.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of interesting product, lots of things to play, and you know, looking forward to another great year in 2019. As a reminder, the Gaming with Edo Season 5 Kickstarter is live now. Certainly appreciate any support. It means a ton. Also, I'm sure there are lots of games I didn't mention from 2018 or otherwise that should have been in the list or that you played this year. Let me know. Bring it up in the comments. Love playing and checking out new games, right?
Absolutely. Or maybe I'll get to play some with you.
Yeah, be around town and we can play some games, man. Anyway, thanks a lot.
See you guys later.
Hey everybody, Edo here, and thanks for watching Gaming with Edo. Reviews over here on this playlist, League and Insider videos over here on this one. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But most importantly, play some great games. Thanks.